Okay, so in this project I'm using recycled square tubing. These used to be pieces that were all welded together. They were used for a metal wire spool. So what I did is I cut off the unnecessary parts, so stuff like this with welds on it, stuff that was connected, so basically pipes were connected. These pipes down here were connected to each other, and I cut them and like disconnected them from each other. They range from 24 inches to 40 inches, and there's about 12 of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld them together to make 10.5 foot pieces, and then I'm going to use them to weld the frame of the gate. So here in this next clip, you'll see me welding together these, what's called, these pieces of square tubing. Alright, so what I have here is 4 pieces of 1.25 inch square tubing. They are each about 30.25 inches long, and what I needed was a solid 110.5 inch foot long piece. I needed 2 of those pieces of square tubing, but since this is a recycling project and I want to recycle this old metal, this old square tubing, I decided to not buy anything and just connect them. So the way I'm going to connect them is I'm going to put 2 and 2 together, get another one, put it on the top or on the bottom. Just kind of using this as an example. I'm going to clamp this side and this side. I'm going to put one on the side so it's not crooked sideways, clamp this side and that side. So I'm going to clamp it down in 4 parts total, and hopefully we'll get a nice straight shot. I wish I had more clamps, but I'm going to have to make do with what I have. I'm going to try to make sense of the way I clamped it, and I wish I had more clamps so I could clamp this down and that down and this down and that down, but I don't have any more clamps, so I'm going to have to work with what I have. But basically what I did was I clamped, these are 2 separate pieces, clamped them together. I'm going to weld there, clamped on the top and on the side. Then I'm going to do the same for all 4 pieces. Here is I am putting a piece of angle iron between these other 2 pieces of angle iron. What I did was I clamped it down so I could get a good measurement between this point and that point. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out a groove for this square tubing. I'm going to put that in there and then weld this angle iron to this one and this angle iron to that one. That way I could have one solid piece. I didn't want to have to cut 2 pieces, so I'm just going to do one solid piece. finished putting the gate up on the fence, I realized that it needed a latch, because my original plan was just to tie it with a chain, just to close it with a chain. But then I thought, why don't I just put a latch on it, because I'm pretty sure I could build a latch. So I did build a latch. So in this next clip, what I'm going to show you is how I built the latch. It's going to be a time lapse, real quick time lapse. It probably won't have a voiceover on it. You'll get the point. And then once that's over, I'll go out and show you how the gate ends up looking. And I don't think I'm going to have time to paint it for this video, but later down the line I plan to paint the gate black. Alright, so here I have the finished gate. All it really is a piece of bar welded together with some sheet metal and pipe. I just cut it out with the grinder and then welded it together. Right here I'm testing it, opening and closing it. These red metal pipes, I didn't paint those red. Those came off of a metal bed frame. Like I said, this is a recycling project. So yeah, these pipes I'm pointing at here, they're from a metal bed frame. And then this expanded metal was given to me by this really kind lady that I work for. The angle iron also came off of a bed frame. The square tubing, that's the stuff you watched me splice earlier. And then over here, these are the hinges I built. I didn't want to go off and spend some money on hinges, so I just decided to build them. And plus, I like a little challenge. I ended up spacing them, I think, like 30 inches apart, since this is a 5-foot tall gate. But yeah, that's what the gate looked like overall. I do plan to paint it, like I said earlier, but I don't know when that'll come around. But yeah, if you stuck through the whole video, thank you. And I appreciate it.